What is up, Trading Table? Welcome back to another trade breakdown. So today there was no news. Just jumping into it real quick, there was no news, so nothing to watch out there. As you could see by the 8:30 candle, nothing was really going on. But yeah, today was pretty clean price action. It was a little stagnant before the macro, but during the macro, price actually did rip pretty nicely, or a little bit after. So that was nice. But yeah, let me turn on the sessions real quick. So just gonna go through why I took this trade today. This was the trade I took, as you can see by the executions on my chart. I was targeting those highs, and my stop was, I think, there at the candle body low. But yeah, I'm gonna go about why I took this trade. As you can see now, I do have the executions on my chart. So that's the buy, obviously. That's the sell. Coming into today, actually, I'll do my buys first before I mark out like highs and lows and whatever. So coming into today, if we look at the 4 hour, we could see that we were tapping into a bullish fair value gap. All right, so we tapped in on Sunday, and then we were kind of coming out of it to target. I'm assuming what would be these highs, but we're kind of actually pushing past those now. So yeah, I was bullish for that reason, and especially because we're just in like a super obvious uptrend right now. There's kind of higher highs, lower, or higher highs, higher lows, blah blah, whatever. Which is just the whole thing I was talking about in the last video about how we're probably targeting all-time highs right now. As long as Trump doesn't say anything on Twitter or like, I don't know, pass something new that like I don't even know. Possibilities are endless there. But yeah, so that's why I was bullish this morning. So let's just go ahead and mark out. So we had London highs up here. We also did have Friday's high resting above that was not taken out, which was actually gonna be my target, but I'll explain why in a little bit why it wasn't. So yeah, we had Friday's high. Asian session highs obviously got taken by London, so that's just pointless to even look at. London lows. That was what I was looking at. So yeah, we take a look at London lows. That was a crucial thing today on why I entered, and then obviously we did have Asia lows down here. So yeah, the biggest thing with like taking lows and sweeping liquidity like that is there's always probably going to be something below it. But if your bias is correct and obviously, you take out some high value liquidity, such as like a London low or a London high, and your bias is bullish and the price kind of like sweeps it out, like you could see here. See that we kind of just touched it and then swept back up. That's pretty ideal. Yeah. So anyway, back to why I took the trade. So we were accumulating most of the morning, super, wicky engulfing candles, right? No fair value gaps being formed. And then it's almost like NQ like knows, I swear. Like it just knows that I want this. We take out liquidity with this candle here and form a bearish fair value gap, which is perfect for my entry. Did I just move that? I did. My bad. Which is perfect for my entry. So yeah, I actually did enter early as well, which I'm not supposed to do, but my conviction was super strong that we were going to push and target these like relative equal highs. Because look how like liquid we were up here, and that's another reason I took profit here is because, what was another reason? There was another reason where we're like, I don't remember. I was seeing something on the chart and it missed something by one tick. I really don't remember what it was. I don't remember. I literally was thinking about that this morning when I took this to talk about today on why I didn't target London highs. But anyway, I don't really remember. If I think about it, I'll say it. But yeah, anyway, so we inverse that fair value gap. I actually entered early because I was certain that we were gonna push higher just by like you could kind of tell with the volume and how we were coming up, that yeah, we were super bullish coming out of this liquidity sweep, and also that these London highs or these relative equal highs here that we had. I actually just marked these out. I'm just gonna like kind of rough like there we go. Well, so you can like kind of see how like liquid we were up here with how many times we touched this push down. So that was obviously the draw, and that's another reason why I didn't have my um my take profit at London high, because if we took these and then swept to the downside, I would have been pretty pissed that I didn't just trust myself. Yeah, so I entered at the close at the or the not the close, the open of that candle there. Originally I was gonna have, oh wait, no, I did have my stop down there because I had a 17-point stop. So I just had it like below the London sweep, because realistically, if we're coming back down, like we could have came back down to take out, I guess, more liquidity, but that's kind of just stupid. We shouldn't really be pushing down below this candle. So that's why my stop was there. So yeah, I did enter prematurely, which I know broke my rule, but whatever. All you just need to have confidence, intuition, like I said. And yeah, so that's the trade. Another reason why I didn't want to target London highs, I actually didn't even have a limit order. I was managing this, like looking at it. Is because we created like 1,600 SMTs in here. Like there were so many bearish SMTs. Like I'm actually gonna pull up ESs. I don't know why that's in a different. That just looks stupid. Okay, okay, hold up. I'm gonna change this because I don't like how it's white and black and then green and red. Okay, that's a lot better. So yeah, let me just reset the chart view real quick. Dude, where am I on this? This is the 1 minute, right? Okay, yeah. What, dude? There we go. Okay. So yeah, so as you can see here, if we kind of zoom in a bit, there's an SMT here, for example. Or am I tripping? I'm tripping with that one. Where was an SMT, bro? There was an SMT. Okay, there was an SMT here. There was very few bullish SMTs, and I was seeing a lot of bearish SMTs. Maybe my eyes were just starting to play tricks on me. Another reason was because ES was so behind on like taking out like this high here. As you can see, this is the candle that supposedly took out this high, right? So that was another huge bearish SMT. So I actually just market closed it right there, because I mean, look at that. Like that's, I mean, who in the right mind would keep this trade open with an SMT like this? Like, mark it out. That candle, that candle. That's a pretty crazy SMT. Yeah, they just weren't really moving correlated this morning, and price kind of consolidated for a bit, which had me concerned. And then, I really thought I was like the market whisperer, because after that we inversed this 1 minute, but then we pushed back up for whatever reason. I guess the London high draw was stronger than the Asia low, which was the only other thing we really had to take out here. So yeah, that's another reason why I closed kind of early. So obviously it did end up ripping to London high, and even then previous day high, which would have been over like 100, 100 points. But at the end of the day, my like thought process, well, it was still a really good trade with quite literally zero drawdown. And then B, you know, with that SMT, I'm saying like 7 times out of 10, bro, it's gonna fill that SMT with a gap that big. Like that's a pretty high time frame SMT. I think maybe like it was probably like I don't know if it was a 1 hour SMT. Now I'm just kind of curious. Let me hide all this stuff. Hide all. Why can't I like use my eyes right now? Like I'm okay. So that, yeah. So I guess like right here, right? That we took out this candle's high. We didn't take out this candle's high. So I mean, there was high time frame SMT. That's why I closed early. I'm not gonna really explain myself further than that. But if you did end up targeting previous day high, good for you. But yeah, it just didn't make sense to me at the time, and I was quite happy with 2 RR. I mean, if I targeted previous day's high, I would have been like fucking 6 RR. But that's a little much. I don't even think I've had anything past 3, just because I don't really like to be greedy. But yeah, 2.6 RR on the day, not bad. Good start to the Monday. I'm gonna double check if there's news tomorrow and just look at that real quick. Okay, I completely forgot. This is CPI week. So Monday, Tuesday, we don't have anything, but then Wednesday is going to be a super high volume day. So that should be a really nice day to trade. That'll be a super obvious bias as well. We'll probably be riding off of the 8:30 news. So yeah, if any of you guys struggle with bias, when I was first starting, I knew I definitely struggled with bias. This is an easy day because if we get like a super big green candle from CPI, where do you think price is going to go, especially with a fair value gap that size being made? Like in the last video I went over, there was news. I think it was non-farm payroll, and we rode off that fair value gap, and that's how I got the bullish bias, and trade played out really nicely. So yeah, these news days, I used to not like them actually, but now I really like them. Brings a lot of good volatility to the market, and also, really easy bias. Obviously, still look at your highs and lows and identify the draw because it definitely helps, but don't like completely like rely on it. Okay. But yeah, today was super easy day. This is super textbook. Just accumulated, manipulated, and then distributed to the upside after we took out liquidity. So yeah, A plus setup. I think there was also a bullish SMT. I don't really feel like checking that. I don't really rely on SMT. Like it's nice, there is, but I don't really rely on it to enter anything or any such. But yeah, that's it for today. Nice 40-point trade. And then we'll be back at it tomorrow if I do take a trade with the trade recap. So yeah, that's all for today. We are working on that vid. So those top stocks vid. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, see you guys in the next one.